But I wanted to say that, like, there's a reason why I'm talking specifically with you, like, with all this and, like, it's hard to say because, like, I know there's a lot of people watching right now, but I really, I've heard, like, a lot of about you, and I want to have, like, a real conversation. And I feel like just Rose Malay was on here, and she felt comfortable.
I do want to cover my good friend Brad. Apparently you guys want to cover my good friend Brad too. I was talking about this with people and I keep saying like Brad content is not over. Like, what do you mean it's not over, dude? He put out his videos. He said he's done talking about it. His ex-girlfriend is going around dropping messages. She just popped in, gave you more stuff to look at. What could possibly happen from here? And it's like, dude, Brad is he's just content. And I feel like this is just going to keep going and going and going, and I'm really excited about it. I've been seeing on the BradTaste in Music subreddit, there have been some really good thumbnails. This is the put the fries in the bag variant. I don't know who's they don't credit the thumbnail artists, but there have been some fucking smoke show thumbnails on this subreddit. I don't know if I'm going to find another one. There was like one where he was like in a mental hospital. It was like, dude, Brad is finally unhinged or something. It was like a picture of him in like a padded room. I think people, yeah, look at, dude, this is actually an insane thumbnail. We're gonna watch this video later. ARTV, stay if you want to watch it. This is just Brad in a jail cell. Where do they even get this picture? I actually tried to make a thumbnail like this before and mine was way worse. But yeah, dude, the Brad Taste in Music thumbnails the game is getting stronger. It's getting better. I did want to play this, and I don't know if any YouTuber who's covered Brad watched this, but you know when people refer to a mask slipping moment, it's usually not like this. It's usually not like labeled a mask slip.
Yeah. Oh.
I promise this is not supposed to be torture.
I smoke gas to hide my feelings all of the time.
Listen, every lyric is a story.
I smoke a blunt while snorting crack, yeah, like 50 lines. And when they ask me how I'm doing, I say I'm just fine. Because I have $1 billion, yeah, my pocket's lined. But the fact is, I can't get no bitches on my mattress. Yeah, that's what the mask is. It helps me avoid paying taxes.
I mean, listen, obviously I do think this isn't just like a one-for-one of Brad's life, but there is like a certain level of, this is not an aged well joke.
That's what the mask is.
Is this really Wally?
Yeah, that's what the mask is. So you can see I'm lying at speed runs, I'm not trying, so I'll keep on cheating. Who cares?
Nicholas the Goat, thank you for the $5, my man.
Well, he didn't cheat. He didn't cheat. You can always give him that.
And I just keep on cheating at these games I'm beating, because who needs practice? I'm better than you. Yeah.
Now you could replace that with beating, and okay, he still technically didn't do that either.
I've been wailing so much for so long.
His voice is more raspy than mine is right now. That's just what he sounds like. You've never heard a voice crack in auto-tune before? I guess there's a first day for everything.
For so long, yeah. And my cockpit is so long. It's real. Ask your mom.
Israel? Oh my god, dude. Another one! Every picture of Brad tells a story. Okay, I think everything about Brad just continues to tell more stories. Like the stories just keep getting told. I can't, dude. I can't.
I just can't take it. Oh God, I wish I could see a girl naked, but the fact is, I have no.
Oops, sorry. I was trying to tweet something, and I fucking hit the wrong button.
Actions. They think that I need therapy, but making shit.
Dude, you've killed me. Dude, could you imagine splicing this song together with like his fucking clip? Holy shit, dude.
Music brings me clarity. Yeah. Ooh, that's what the mask is. It makes it so I don't have to practice. yet, so you can see I'm lying.
Oh my god, dude! Oh my god! This is great. This is amazing. This is foreshadowing in current day. Current day foreshadowing, dude. We haven't even gotten to that story arc yet, chat. We haven't even seen that one yet.
I'll just keep on cheating, who cares? And I just keep on cheating at these games I'm beating, because who needs practice? I'm better than you. I pay these producers to make beats on computers, because I've never seen who.
Amazing. Okay, I think we've done enough of this, right? Can we move on from there? You guys happy about this? Orange tip, lol. Orange tip. He actually has the orange tip. Yeah. Jake Doolittle is gonna put this guy in the thumbnail of his next blackmailing video. I think that, unironically, BradTaste in music would have a fucking fantastic career as a sleep paralysis demon. Would you think that, like, you know how death is usually depicted as like the guy with the fucking hood on, like the skeleton? I feel like if Brad was like your sleep paralysis demon, he'd have like a very successful, like, a run. You know, he'd have a good run. I think that, like, imagine just hiring this guy to fucking show up at your house and harass the shit out of people. He could be like a schizophrenic mercenary. That could be something that would be fun for him. Jesus Christ. I don't know. Is that bad? Am I billing out over here? Do you think that Brad wishes he recorded his beats?
What's the name of the
I don't
the
think
guy,
he beat anyone.
Keemstar Orbiter.
I don't think he
Nick
did that.
Oreo. Mr. Oreo.
Why pigeonhole him only into sleep paralysis? Because, well, that kind of works with Brad's entire thing, right? His whole thing is he's been pigeonholed into something, and he can't get out of it desperately, like Bo Blacks. Honestly, there's a lot. Everyone's kind of Bo Blacks. That's what I realized. What I realized in the last year or so is that Bo Blacks is not unique. Everyone is kind of Bo Blacks. Bo Blacks is just all of those worst traits, but, like, worse, you know? Like, he is like, so in all the dramas that we have, it's like, that's something that Bo Blacks does. That's something that Bo Blacks does. So if you take all the drama that we've done the entire year and slam it together, then you actually just do get Bo Blacks. You know what I'm saying? He's just like a grade above all of these issues and all of them at once. It's like every drama. Dude, someone commented, like, my favorite part of watching a 2-hour Nick video is him coming to the conclusion at the very end of the drama that it's just Bo Blacks again. I found this for the first time of just him abruptly ending stream. I don't know why I'd never covered it, but he's like, dude, I'm sorry, I have to interrupt this album review. I'm not safe in my house.
I under no circumstance can listen to this album right now because I am not safe in my own home.
This is like one of the... Why did I not cover this?
And I really can't describe much else.
Bro, dude, you know what the fucking craziest part of this is? You don't really see it, but I'm gonna make it bigger just so you can really take it in. So you can really take it all in, okay? We just, cause it's kind of small if you don't really zoom and enhance. He looks wired in this fucking screenshot. Like, this is not good. Look at him. Holy shit. You can't really see the eyes when it's that far away. The eyes are like, wow, dude. Holy shit, bro. You really just gotta enhance that one. Yeah, it's not like, it doesn't do, you don't really kind of see it from this way. Yeah, wow, dude, the stream, dude, paid request stream. Did he take money? And he's like, I am not safe in my house. I've got to go. It's insane. I can't unsee it now, dude. He literally just looks like he's going to stab me through the screen. I am worried for my safety. So naturally, there's only one place you could go if you get into drama with an ex. You get arrested for DV. I don't know, bro. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows what else could take you here? But the only person that you want to speak to about this, I'm not going to consult my lawyer. Okay, I won't be consulting. I won't be consulting my therapist. What I will be doing is I'll be consulting Destiny, dude. Yes, every drama is the same. I wonder, like, dude, could you imagine being in the room, being a fly on the wall of Chud Logic's house, hearing that the new, dude, it's like the picture of like fucking George Washington. No, wait. Oh, I just brutalized that. Of fucking George Bush, dude. You know when George Washington was getting whispered in his ear after 9/11? No, dude. When George Bush is getting it, like the whisper, dude, it's like Chud Logic, a new BradTaste in music stream has dropped. It's like, oh, this is very good. This is gonna be good for content tomorrow. I will have lots to talk about. And he's like, no, you don't understand. He's on stream with Destiny right now, sir. Dude. And then Chud turns into the clip of Hitler screaming. Dude, like, you ever watch the, it's like the old YouTube meme where like everything was cut with Hitler screaming. Like as soon as he realizes the only way to continue talking about fucking BradTaste in music is to watch 30 more minutes of Destiny. And he's just like, no. Yeah, dude. I can't imagine. I just wish I was a fly on the wall of his fucking house. The crash out was probably amazing. We need the cut. Yeah, dude. Oh fuck. So Destiny obviously is in current legal drama, which I don't care about. But also the stuff with Pixie earlier in the year. There's allegations with Cherry. There's a lot of stuff going on in Destiny land. So I don't know why he's choosing to kind of jump into this. He put out the video kind of bashing Tina, and I don't understand the Tina bashing. I think that like when your ex announces that he was arrested for domestic violence and then elaborates after you guys said you're not going to talk about it. He's like Peter Griffin at Family Guy. Brad's like, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it. Like cocking the shotgun. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it. Like when you literally basically put a person in a position where they have to defend themselves, I don't think you can call them a clout chaser at that point. It's not like Tina was like getting ready to drop, dude. There was no like prepared Google document. There's nothing really saying that there's nothing indicating that was the case. It just seems like she got screwed over and was put in a position where she had to defend herself, and the stuff she had didn't make Brad look very good. We talk now. Yeah, we talk now. Yeah, Tina earned her 5K in a month. I think she made 8. We're actually gonna look at it here. Yeah, I think Tina ended up getting $8,500 on her GoFundMe. Which, by the way, again, this is $8,500 that Tina wouldn't have in a discussion we wouldn't really know about if Brad didn't go and blab about it. I think there are situations where people try to take advantage of others, but I don't think you could really prescribe that to somebody who's literally just forced to talk about it.
What's the name of the guy? Keemstar Orbiter? Nick Oreo. Mr. Oreo.
Like, I gotta be honest with you. A lot of these Me Too YouTube allegations portray themselves as on the back foot because of, like, the power dynamic. But many of them are offense. You know? Nobody knew about this. You're revealing this information. It is inherently offense or offensive when that is happening, right? And that doesn't make them wrong. But this is like the most obvious defensive person or situation, at least the way it started, I've ever seen. Yeah, okay, so let's take a look at this. Obviously, Brad called the one person he thought would empathize with him on this one, somebody who's also going through a lot of shit right now. And I don't know why chat's not on screen anymore. I'm not really sure about that one. Oh, there it is. Okay, that's better. I don't chat. I had to move it up. Sorry.
Testing.
Hey, hello.
Well, hi, what's up?
I love how his picture is just him, like, is that like a tube of paper towels that looks like a blunt? This guy's whole aesthetic is disgusting, degenerate, smelly stoner. And he's been like that for a while. Even when he claimed he wasn't smoking or like involved with weed, his physical aesthetic was, I smell like shit all of the time.
Buddy.
Not much. Just, yeah, I've been kind of like, I got a haircut.
Why can't we get Mark M on stream? Who is Mark M? Mark McCann? I don't know if he's relevant to this.
And, ready to talk. There were a couple of things I wanted to say beforehand.
Sure. Wait, real quick. You know that I'm like live and everything, right? So.
And I was sitting there yesterday. If you guys don't know, I went to the fucking Yankee game and I looked down at my phone. It's like Brad is on Destiny's stream, and I just smirked and I'm like, of course he is. What else would he be doing in his fucking? What else would he be doing on the night I'm off? Of course he's on Destiny's stream.
Yeah, I know you're live. Yeah.
He's twitching so bad, dude. Anyone who criticizes Ethan Klein's Tourette's and doesn't criticize Brad, I think is a bitch.
Beforehand.
Sure. Wait, real quick. You know that I'm like live and everything, right? So.
Yeah, I know you're live. Yeah.
This guy, he looks like his bong water is unclean as his ass.
Sure.
But I wanted to say that, like, there's a reason why I'm talking specifically with you, like, with all this shit, and, like...
What a crazy... Did Destiny just laugh?
Like, with all this shit, and...
Dude, immediately starts laughing. He's like, dude, listen, Destiny, there's like a... Listen, you were the one. I sought after... I went for you specifically, because I figured that you'd be able to... This is insane. Dude, is Destiny like laughing because he realizes he's like the guy to go to if you're on the back foot in one of these allegations now?
Like, it's hard to say because, like, I know there's like there's a lot of people watching right now. But
could you imagine if Brad, dude, obviously Nick is hungry. Fat Nick is angry and hungry right now, dude. Imagine if Brad was just like, he just starts grilling Destiny on the fucking Pixie stuff out of nowhere and just starts giggling and leaves. I knew that wasn't gonna happen, but in the back of my mind, I was wondering, like, imagine if this guy's just kamikazing.
I really, I've heard like a lot of shit about you, and I want to have like a real conversation.
Wait, so he is going into this with like, hey, dude, you're having a lot of shit too. I'm having a lot of shit. Maybe we could. This is like when Carl Jobs called Billy Mitchell kindred spirits because they're both of their wives own their house.
And I feel like just there's like a few.
If I'm Destiny, I'm panicking right now. It's like, wait a minute, this guy sees something inside me. Oh no! Wait, why does this guy think that we're? Wait, whoa!
Things that make me.
Yeah, like, why am I getting "We're Not So Different, You and I" by this schizophrenic drug addict?
Realize that like this is the place to be. One of them is the fact that Rose Malay was on here.
Oh no, dude, we needed to do a bingo sheet. Rose Malay mentioned in the first minute. I am so fucking here, dude.
One of them is the fact that Rose Malay was on here and she felt comfortable. And honestly, her feeling comfortable in any situation where she's able to talk is...
So Rose Malay was like, you should go talk to Destiny because he's had his own allegations and maybe he could help you. And Brad was like, yeah, that's a good idea. I could do that. I guarantee that's what happened. I guarantee that's what happened. Destiny made me feel safe, so he'll make you feel safe too. Rose Malay is like a demon.
Fascinating to me, and like... I really felt like that could be, interesting.
Okay. I thought we hated each other. That.
And again, they probably do. That's the best part in this. Is that Brad literally will do anything to try to say the correct order of words to get his career back. Meaning he will literally talk to people that he fucking hates and he will literally rim their assholes about it if it means the slight opportunity to get his fucking audience back so he can go listen to music for $400 an hour.
That could be, interesting.
Okay. I thought we hated each other. That I feel like that Rose Malay person hates me, but I might be crazy. Maybe I'm mixing up with somebody else.
Okay, I'm sorry. I overshot. Rose Malay hates it. But again, I think that Rose Malay is plotting.
Online, but okay.
I guarantee, though, Brad is the type of person. If he hated Ethan a year ago, he definitely didn't like Destiny. Well, I guess he didn't hate Ethan because he wanted to befriend Ethan. But if he had those positions publicly, I guess you'd expect he would have done the same to Destiny. Is probably a better wording.
Rose definitely doesn't hate you.
Why are we talking about Rose?
I don't really know. Like, I can't speak for her, but in general, she seemed to be pretty favorable, towards you with all this stuff. Because, again, you gave her a plan.
Do you really want Rose on your team if you're Brad, or if you're, if you're Destiny, do you really want to hear that you got the Rose Malay seal of approval?
Platform and a place to speak.
Sure.
And she very much like appreciated that and like an audience. So
Okay.
But another thing is the fact that, even like you told me, like, this is like what people are going to think when you show up on the show, that like free assumption I'm realizing is kind of going to be very similar to what like my life is probably going to feel like very soon,
Sure.
So
No, wait, what does that mean?
I thought that would also be really interesting. And there was a third thing. Oh yeah, I feel like you're gonna let me talk. That was the other part.
Sure thing. Yeah.
So, but I mean, I'll just be honest. Like, I don't know.
You know what? If Brad wants to come on this stream, I won't even say a word. If you want to just pop in here and talk to like a bunch of people, I would just sit here and platform you. All right. With the exception of starting to get into some defamation stuff on the show, I might have to cut you off there. But like, I'll just let you talk, dude.
Shit about you, but I just felt like I'm supposed to like just be here and be like, hi, what's going on?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I cover a lot of random stuff on the internet. Obviously, your stuff cropped up. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea. What do you actually want to chat about or go over? What's the
Well, I kind of want to talk about everything that's going on because, like, I kind of had I just had like a horrific crash out,
When like an unending crash out for like 3 years? I guess it's not 3 years. It really is only a year. I can't do the craziest part is this is a 2024 drama. That's the part that I can't wrap my head around. This is a 2024 drama. It feels like we've been talking about this guy forever.
And like everything seemed like everything felt like it was crumbling and like my life was ending. And then like by the end of it, I'm realizing that I actually think that this is all like a good thing.
Ooh, I'm getting bad vibes here. And like we're entering territory that I don't like talking about on stream. I don't know. I hope Brad's doing well. Is he like on a what do they call that? When you get really happy just before you get really sad. Is that what's happening right now? Because I don't know what he could possibly be happy about. That just gave me bad vibes.
Like that I'm realizing that I kind of was miserable doing what I did. And
when you say doing what you did.
Oh, you're right. He's probably just got hydrated. That was the problem the whole time. He just wasn't hydrated. All right, guys, crisis averted. Brad has had his dude. Let's have some water, dude. Have some water. Euphoria. Yeah, I was wondering if it was like a Euphoria type thing.
Was it like mainly like YouTube music stuff, or what do you mean by that? Doing what you did, yeah.
I would say specifically like streaming. Like I was doing streaming and I was bringing in like a lot of money, and I think that it like really like messed with my perception of things. And like yeah, I ended up like totally just like becoming really disillusioned and selfish. And
But like, are we gonna argue that Brad wasn't like that before, but just poor? I don't know, dude. I'm sure the money can change you, man.
What's the name of the guy?
But you're still kind of those things. And you don't have any money anymore.
Mr. Oreo.
I had a good vibe, guys. I only was a half step away from beating my girlfriend.
I really like made this woman's life hell, during a lot of like the time because, she really just wanted to help me. And I constantly thought
I like how every video battles between my manipulative blackmailing ex to like, hey, so I really just wanted to like, just kind of like be a good partner and I didn't do it right. And she tried so hard to help me. Like every video we get a completely different characterization. It's like Tina's character was written by a different, like it's like Thor to Thor Ragnarok. They have a different person writing the character.
you know, she really just wanted to help me, and I constantly thought she was getting in the way of my success, and that like she is trying to hold me down and like
Can I say something?
10 minutes.
Yeah, it's a new team of writers every episode. Dude, Brad's series, but you don't understand. The part that you haven't figured out yet. It's an anthology series, okay? These episodes aren't overall canon. You're entering a new like universe every episode. That's why there are no like characters that go from like episode to episode.
Later, after like freaking out, I would be like crying and, you know, just like confused. And pretty much what happened is like I went to rehab for like 5 months after like we broke up.
Wait, real quick, just a timeline so that I guess I'm following and we understand. The person you're talking about right now is your ex, the one that obviously you're publicly, I guess, feuding with right now. And then you guys were dating.
Well, he's publicly feuding with his ex and the entire like in Detroit. That's like the two, and if we had like the Brad enemy table, like they have the commentary community one, it would be Brad, but also fighting Tina and Detroit.
With her, I will say that like I like
sure, not feuding with, but the one that released the audio and everything that you guys had the fight with. Yeah. Okay. And then this was what year are we talking here? Was this?
So we broke up last year around this time, and what happened is I ended up like making a video that was really, really awful, and like. You know, just like the things that I said about.
It's so funny because you don't know which one, right? Which video was awful. I assume he means the first one, but like this could also be the third one.
About her were just like truly horrendous, and I got like.
It could be the episode, like the song.
You know, like I didn't even realize how bad it was because like I had convinced myself that she was trying to destroy me. You know, because like it's hard. Like she is someone who is.
What's the name of the guy in Keemstar
Dude,
Orbiter?
someone in my
Nick
chat
Oreo.
is like, wait,
Mr. Oreo.
Destiny is interviewing Brad? I just thought he like pulled up the video. No, these guys, Brad was like, hey, listen, Destiny, we're kindred spirits of this like allegation shit, dude. Let me come on your show. We could just talk about it together like men.
She's like a real rare breed of a person, like who actually genuinely just wants to do good in the world, and I feel like I destroyed that, and I keep like doing it over and over and over again. Like,
how is Destiny gonna navigate out of this one? Because he kind of was talking a big game for Brad, and Brad just came on and immediately was like, "I destroyed this girl. I ruined her." It was a like, I think that Destiny wasn't expecting him to just come on and concede immediately, because you think, like, if you're gonna call Destiny, you're here for a fight, right? Like, this is about a fight. And he's like, yeah, I destroyed my ex-girlfriend.
And, like, a year after, and, like...
Dude, Tina's in chat. He destroyed it, and now I'm evil.
I think that just, like, caused me to just, like, totally just slip. It just... Yeah.
Okay. What do you?
And he's saying he slipped after the Tina stuff, but he was gone way before that. That's what contributed to the Tina stuff, right?
I have no idea where this conversation is supposed to go or anything. So
yeah, dude, he's like, Destiny is completely lost as to what's even happening right now.
I don't know what. Is there anything in particular, I guess, that you wanted to chat about that, or did you wanted to? I'm just not sure exactly what you're, I guess, looking for.
Well, I specifically am bringing this to you because of the way that you reacted to the video, which was like...
Oh, because you're the one guy who didn't think the video was fucking terrible, so I'm calling you instead. Oh, no. I was at least thinking maybe it's like, well, I watched how he covered George Not Found, and I thought that might be pretty helpful. You modded me. Well, yeah, because I wanted to make sure people could see.
Instantaneously taking my side on things, and, like, I'm realizing that... like I am 100% in the wrong, and like I just thought it was important to like voice at least that, and because like,
dude, this is literally just him being like, hey, I just wanted to go on Destiny because like we suck, right? Aren't we awful people? Would you like to self-flagellate with me? I was watching how iDubbbz was doing, and apparently he was able to get a couple of viewers back doing this.
It's
before you go too far down that road. So when I listen to it, there are things that I feel like I hear that are things that I've.
Wait, is Destiny gonna try to rile him up again? Bro, that would be the most funny shit ever, to get a guy who's come on and conceded the entire argument to try to get him to walk it back.
You're done. Or
oh no, please no.
So when I listen to it, there are things that I feel like I hear that are things that I've either done or.
You have to work for this
Nicholas
one.
the goat, thank you for the $5, my man.
Before you go too far. Yeah, before you go too far into taking any accountability, let's walk this one back just a little bit, shall we?
Done to me in the past that I kind of like feel like I understand. So obviously, when it comes to like public commentary on people's private relationships or even in friend groups, like people are very big on ascribing like responsibility or blame. I don't like the phrase like 100% wrong or 50% right or wrong, because I feel like in relationships, like sometimes there are things that are like clearly bad, right? Like we shouldn't scream at partners, we shouldn't hit partners. Like this is like never okay. But relationships are
Wait, this is actually what's happening right now. It's like, listen, dude, you're kind of beating yourself up a bit too much for this one. We need to make a good segment here.
usually collaborative, right? Like both people kind of like build into things, and I feel like when people
and also I don't think he's inherently wrong. I think it's very rare for there to be 100% accountability or whatever on anything, but 99% is still pretty bad.
People try to get into the world of like, was this person 60% wrong or 80% wrong or 100% wrong? I feel like it can get kind of strange. Not to say that you should never.
I mean, he's definitely on the higher end of the spectrum based off of everything that Brad himself has said, and the story that's been like co-opted.
The responsibility or anything, but sure. But like I understand what you're saying here in terms of like, obviously you're not proud of these moments, you feel like you were in the wrong for these moments. Like I mean, that's fair. Sure.
Well, no, I like know what happened now, and the reality is like I just like
Did Brad go on here thinking like no matter what happens, I'm not gonna look as bad as
what happened now, and the reality is like I just like threw everything in the trash, you know? But like also at the same time, I couldn't figure it out until I did that because, like I was so focused on my image, And
sure.
So,
again, like when did his focus on his image end? I argue that this is also a play for that. He's just not very intelligent or talented.
What do you mean when you say like you mentioned this like throwing everything in the trash? Like what are you referring to here?
I mean, I just kept digging. I just was like.
Tina said Brad actually did thank me for releasing the audio. And it's funny because like he called it blackmail. And then after it came out, he was like, oh, thank you so much. I needed this to happen. It's like, I think you'd be pretty satisfied if it didn't, If it turned out that Tina had destroyed the audio, how do you think that this situation would be different right now? Do you think Brad would still be taking accountability if for some reason every copy of the audio was destroyed? No chance.
No, I posted the first video and it was terrible. And then like I just kept going and just like going by.
Yeah, he did actually thank me. He said it's what he needed. I think that's part of the game. It's like, oh, okay, if I tell her that this was good, maybe she'll stop. Is how I perceive that personally. But
What's
I don't
the name
know
of the guy? Keemstar Orbiter, Nick Orio.
The issue is like
Mr.
it's really
Oreo.
hard to diagnose Brad with anything because he is just so inconsistent. His consistency is how inconsistent he is at every facet of the situation. The one thing that you could assume that BradTaste in music will do is contradict his previous statement.
Instinct with all this stuff, and all I ended up doing is basically she was already in a bad spot, and I just was like adding a ton of pressure to her, and
I don't know what kind of bad spot Tina was in. I guess you could say, or maybe if you were or you weren't. It sounds like Tina just got blindsided on like on a random Tuesday, I don't know. Maybe there is other things going on. Actually, I think there was stuff listed, by the way, in the GoFundMe that I'm not remembering at the exact moment in time. But either way, it's like from the perspective of this situation, from the perspective of you, Tina was probably like, oh, thank God all this Brad shit is kind of behind me now. And then she just woke up one day and it was just all over YouTube. Usually when these things happen and a creator's career is in jeopardy over their conduct with an ex-partner, typically it doesn't come from the YouTuber who just voluntarily gives that information away. This is like extremely rare. This is like a shiny Pokemon.
yeah, it sucks. And I like what you're saying.
Oh yeah, I still am. I'm facing eviction right now because of my roommate. Yeah, so Tina did have other stuff going on.
you know, specifically about like not playing the blame game, you know, not playing the percentages game, because I feel like that's exactly what I was doing. Like believing that like, oh, I did this, but she did that, but she did this.
People are asking, what is Brad looking at right now on the screen? I think he's looking towards the devil and the whatever he perceives the devil and an angel to be. Kind of just looking to them. They're holding like adjacent cue cards, and he's picking which side to go for.
Not playing the blame game, you know, not playing the percentages game, because I feel like that's exactly what I was doing. Like believing that like, oh, I did this, but she did that, but she did this, and I did that, and it just like, I think made just everything so much worse, because it's like, why am I always thinking about this? Why am I always thinking about her when, you know, with what happened? So
sure.
Yeah.
Do you like have like a therapist or anybody that you talk to about relationship related stuff or public related stuff?
Yeah, like I'm figuring that stuff out. It's like
What do you mean? What do you mean you're figuring that stuff out? He didn't even do enough homework to like lie about being in therapy or so. I don't know. Whatever.
For some reason,
I feel like you kind of have to have that answer ready when you get on this show. All right. Like,
Do you like have like a therapist or anybody that you talk to about relationship related stuff or public related stuff?
Yeah, like I'm figuring that stuff out. It's like,
no, bro. What do you know, dude? Well, you could just lie. You literally don't even have to tell the truth.
For some reason, I just felt like I need to come on here and like just like talk about it. But like this is it. You know?
Okay, sure. I only
Like,
bring it up because it's good to have like
yeah.
like a person that like knows everything that's going on that you can kind of like talk to somewhat regularly, that has an accounting of everything. Like it's just nice to have that person to go to. And then there's a lot of unique stuff. I mean, life is already kind of unique, right? Like therapy is good for ordinary people, but then when you add the public dimensionality to it, things can become a lot weirder and more complicated to deal with. So it's good to have somebody who has like a full accounting.
I'm shocked that he doesn't. I thought he was already in therapy. Is that not like a thing people do when they get back from rehab to like kind of maintain that positive? I don't know.
Of that you can be like really honest with and can give you feedback and everything too.
yeah, I get that.
Why is Pitbull next to Brad? To give him inspiration.
I definitely think that I like lost track of details, and I will say that like the people around me were kind of trying to just like cheer me up because I was in like a horrible spot. So a lot of the times they would, you know, tell me things that weren't true when I'm at like.
Unless he couldn't afford therapy sessions. Ooh,
Nick just started insulting me
thickens.
Finally,
My
we
lowest.
see the D of EHD come into the fray,
Yeah,
even though
dude.
the E and H are not present.
It's funny that he is the D of EHD, and his D keeps getting him into more trouble.
Spot. So a lot of the times they would, you know, tell me things that weren't true when I'm at like my lowest to like calm me down. And I think that also like really contributed to just like
That's probably the case. Yeah, people do gas you up.
constantly feeling like I don't know what's actually going on, you know? And I felt like when I was with this person, they were trying to like help me through that, but I was constantly believing that they were trying to change me. And yeah, it got ugly because I'm telling you, it just got ugly. It got horrible, and I really have no fucking excuse for it. And I finally understand that, like, you know, I'm not being punished. Like, what's happening is not punishment for what's, you know, what I've done. It's like
He's just saying thing. That's what's getting. Now it's starting to get a little boring because at this point, Destiny wants him to fight. He's not fighting. He's just conceding. It just feels like I'm watching him talk about like the Ethan Klein picture all over again. He just keeps locking in. All right, guys, let's try this combination of saying I'm sorry. Let me read the chat. Yeah, they don't seem to have liked that one. Let me try to figure out it. All right, let me say these words in this order. Maybe that'll be the one that does it.
basically everything is balanced, everything is happening for a reason, and I like finally get it that like
Well, I mean, I would.
What's
I
the
would
name
be,
of the guy?
He's running out of different ways to word it right now. He's getting confused. Yeah,
Mr.
dude, you got to get
Oreo.
him on a talk with the fucking healthy gamer GG. What the hell's his name again?
careful about
Dr. K.
saying that. I think that having your personal stuff drug out publicly and then having a bunch of people like attacking you for the worst versions of yourself, I don't think it's necessarily fair penance.
Okay, dude. Okay, can you stop talking about you? Like, all right. I get it, dude. I get it. You feel like you've been wronged. We all get it. But that's not what happened to Brad. Brad showed up, volunteered this information.
What's the name of the guy? Keemstar Orbiter.
Stop self-inserting!
Mr. Oreo.
That's not what happened.
Button mashing.
Like attacking you for the worst.
Yeah, literally. It's like he's dude, he's like trying to, he thinks that the solution is guessing the secret code for fucking Mortal Kombat.
Drug out publicly and then having a bunch of people like attacking you for the worst versions of yourself. I don't think it's necessarily fair penance as a public figure.
Yeah, but
I also do think that probably is. That's probably the most fair penance. I don't know, dude. Yeah, holding yourself, getting held accountable for stuff you've said and did is kind of like the thing, right? That's kind of like that's the sword, I guess. I don't know.
I think as somebody who like actually does suffer from like struggling with reality, it might not be the worst thing in
Are you formally diagnosed with that?
the world to have like basically a reminder of like what actually happened, and people are not going to let me slip again.
True, but I mean,
bro, people aren't going to let you do anything again. He keeps thinking there's a tomorrow. There is no tomorrow for the BradTaste and Music YouTube channel. It is just simply not happening.
So,
but that's another like a telltale sign of why he's here, what he thinks he's accomplishing.
Nick just started insulting me viciously on Twitter.
Destiny, stop it. Self-inserting is what got you into this mess in the first place.
The only thing I would say is like when people have issues with trying to sort through toxic situations in their life, like one of the things I think that's recommended that's good is you kind of like you write down a list of people that are close to you, that you love and that you think love you, and that you like trust their feedback on things, because you have to be careful when you're soliciting feedback or getting feedback from people on the internet. One, they don't know you that well, and two, the most important thing is they don't have your best interests at heart, right? So if you have close friends, hopefully, and you said that they were kind of downplaying stuff.
And it's like when Brad was in this situation, based off of his testimony, based off of Tina's testimony, it sounds like Tina would tell him X, Y, Z, and he'd be like, I don't know why my fucking girlfriend is telling me X, Y, and Z. And he would go into like his Discord or talk to his fucking internet friends or call up Rose Malay, and Rose would be like, no, King, get back out there. You're just one fucking video away, dude. No, all you gotta do is just you gotta do this and the other thing, dude. You're fine. And it sounds like that's kind of what was happening here.
But you feel like
he was deferring to but like he's still doing it. Destiny's lecturing him on just going to the only person who'd be willing to agree with him. And the only reason Brad is here, as he self-admitted, is he's picking the one guy who looked at this in a positive light or a neutral to positive light that he felt like he could actually talk to on a live stream format. Like, that's why he's here. So he's still actively just looking for confirmation bias to agree with him.
They weren't holding you accountable enough. Ideally, the reason why they were doing that is because they felt like you were in a dark enough place that if they were to try to like come down on you, like it would push you into, I don't know, a suicidal place or something, along those lines. So they have like your best interests at heart, and they know you the best, right? So they're hopefully saying the things that are responsive to your personality the most. When you go online, people don't know you that well. They have caricatures of you in their mind, and they're not saying things for the best of you. They're not trying to make you the best version of yourself or giving you feedback to help you get better. They're just trying to tear you down. So I think there's value in being able to sift through all of the online feedback to kind of look at like, okay, well, how do people perceive me? Maybe there's something off here. But don't ever like get lost in the world of living in the criticisms of people online who don't give a fuck about you and would just as soon see you off yourself because they don't actually care about you or like you or whatever.
It just feels like it's like Destiny's therapy session. He called him a crazy person to tell everybody how he feels about himself. It's like, this is bizarre.
Be very, very careful of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really just completely agree. That's exactly right. I mean, this whole situation forced me to like, I haven't looked.
Also, it is very funny that Destiny is having this conversation right now, and in the background, I'm just realizing it's just guns. It's just a lot of guns. I just didn't click with me until right now that there's just a lot of guns on the wall behind him.
The comments.
What's the name of the
this
guy?
Guy's got like a fucking armory.
Nick Oreo.
Right in public
Oreo.
view.
Like Twitter, I haven't done any of that shit in weeks, The only feedback that I've really received is from people who are close to me. And I think that's like why I was able to navigate this and at least like get to a point where I finally feel comfortable, where like I'm okay with what happened and I can just like move on and do better.
Sure. Yeah. Having real life friends and people disconnected from, I think, internet stuff is also very helpful because there's a lot of weird pressure online. Like, I don't know what your background, do you say how old you are?
I'll just say like mid-20s.
Okay. So I'm 36. It's so different because the internet has changed so much in life. But like growing up, like sometimes you can have friends that, you know, give you feedback on things. Like even if you fuck up, like people fuck up, they make mistakes. But it's nice to have friends that can give you feedback, and their feedback also isn't being graded by every single other person in the world. And when
all right, now here is Destiny talking about Willie Mack. You can like transparently tell exactly where he's pulling this information from as well. This isn't necessarily even bad advice either. You should have friends offline. Maybe not specifically as feedback mules. Maybe it would just be positive to not be like a hyper online schizophrenic freak all the time. But I mean, generally, this is good advice. Yeah.
All of your friends are very online. And when I say online, I don't just mean like they use the internet. I mean, they're like other streamers or YouTubers or social media accounts. Yeah, they're not just giving you advice. They're giving you advice in front of the crowd. And like they're getting pressure and everything too by a bunch of people who don't have your or their best interests at heart. And they're just trying to get into content or trying to farm it or whatever. So having people that are really disconnected from that environment, that's why I recommend the therapist, can be really helpful sometimes too.
I'm actually really surprised, like, how much wisdom you seem to have like picked up.
He said like 3 things. Wow, you're so smart. Look at you. You've got it all figured out, don't you, Mr. Destiny?
You know, like with doing YouTube. And I mean, yeah, you're like older than me, but you know, I'm really just discovering right now, like still like what it is that I'm doing, you know?
Sure.
And it feels hard to like do that and then also like have to be someone, you know, that people look up to online, and it's a lot of pressure and it's tiring, and it ended up with me like kind of living I wanted to be like a mental health advocate for people.
Oh no, he's Bo Blacks. Oh dear. Oh god. No. Dude, this is like when Bo Black started the Truly Autistic YouTube channel and wanted to be like a mental health advocate for the... Dude, why is every crazy person trying to become a mental health advocate on YouTube? Like, somebody needs to stop these people. You guys are not the ones to help people with any mental things.
And was like still just constantly struggling with my own stuff and putting stuff online that wasn't helpful. You know, that wasn't helpful to anyone. Like, and this was just like another case of where I like really just needed to keep it quiet, really but I felt confident, like, you know, that like this was the right thing to do, you know, to say,
like, any addicts in the chat right now, you obviously don't have to out yourselves. Do you want this guy as your advocate? Anybody here who's struggling with mental health problems, anxiety? Do you want Brad to be your fucking lawfully wedded fucking advocate?
Everything, to just put it out there, and you know, people will accept me. And what ended up happening is, you know, it's like the exact opposite, but also at the same time, I made the discovery
Nicholas
that I never really
needed
them to accept me in the first place, and that is kind of the trap of this whole online sphere, is that like you don't want people to dislike you. And
where is the fucking dude? All right, obviously Brad doesn't have an alcohol problem, but if Brad was running like a fucking like a one of those meetings things, one of those Alcohol Anonymous meetings as an advocate, it would literally be like this, only for like prescription medication and weed.
Oh no, there's a policeman coming.
All right, everybody, you know what to do. Alcoholics, transform!
Like, that would be, they would just be sitting around doing absolutely self-deprecative shit, and then all of us, oh guys, sorry, hold on, the watchful eye of the online space has peered into our window.
I will say that, like, I'm actually...
Yeah, dude, he's like the schizophrenic version of Mr. Booze.
Glad that I get to experience, like, what it feels like to have this many people dislike me because I actually can just turn off the phone and it goes away.
Dude, are we expected to believe after like 7 subsequent? Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Did he watch me say that on stream and think that sounded good?
And then there's like there's a balance, because if a ton of people are disliking you for a reason, there's probably some good reason or some criticism to be found there, even if they can't say it well. But you have to figure out like the balance of, you know, how much do you try to appeal to people versus how much do you accept that some people just won't like you. You know, because to some extent there might be some behaviors that are just so bad or toxic, like, well, I should just change this because nobody likes this. And then there are other behaviors where it's like, I understand that if I conduct myself in this way, some people just aren't going to like me, but that's okay. And I mean, that's just like a learning thing. You figure that out as you get older, and you solicit feedback and you figure out what you're comfortable doing.
Does he see this as like, hey, obviously Destiny had some bad interactions with his ex-wife. Does he see Brad as like a little Steven Jr.? Is that what's happening right now?
What keeps the people closest to you around you, you know?
Oh no, because if he did, he wouldn't be talking to him. Never mind. I'm sorry. I apologize for that.
Yeah, I like that. And I mean, like, if all of this didn't happen, like, I now, like, I'm spending most of my days, I wake up, I go to my DJ board, and I'm just making stuff for, like, hours. And I'm, constantly calling friends and playing stuff for them. And, like, you know, this is stuff that I felt like those friends who I've made through this experience are people who I just saw, oh, these are like people online. That's where like...
Then why did you take it so badly when all your friends in Detroit... Detroit being a character gets me every time, bro. Why are you so mad that they're treating you like Nick is not green, dude? Like your name is poisonous.
My job is. That's where the money is. I don't really have time to even like try to build a relationship and trust these people. And I think that it just like caused me to just think that everybody was trying to get something out of me.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like, it's not good. It's just...
I think that Brad should do a stream by himself with TTS enabled and just kind of take it for like an entire night and just let it rip, dude. I think that's his next move, you know? I think that's the best way to go about it, dude. Just put a TTS stream on and just let it rip.
I don't know, man. Maybe it's just I believe that, like, for someone like me who has, like, suffered... like with just like a lot of like stuff mentally.
You can't even list it. It's like, dude, as a victim of things, all right? Guys, listen, as a victim of stuff.
It's hard to have a platform and be responsible with it.
Then don't. Get a job.
When I think that like I'm doing something that's noble.
No, Nick, you're wrong. This guy has to go on Caleb Hammer. Dude, thank you. Holy fuck, we have stopped recommending it. We need BradTaste in Music to start his rehabilitation arc on Caleb Hammer. He needs to be the first one forced against his will to go and do it. Yes, full financial audit.
And when in reality, I'm just like truly making a fool of myself.
Yeah, but I mean, like that, you said you're in your mid-20s. Like, I imagine if you think of yourself like when you were 18, 19, ideally you were probably...
Who just wrote a niece's next husband? Thank you, Wormy. Thank you, Wormy.
Cringe as fuck. And when you get to 30, you're going to look back in your mid-20s.
Hold on a second. Oh, whoa, okay, listen. I was fine. Amazing. All right, I wrote a song called Jesus.
Sure.
All right, never forget.
But personality-wise, and...
Dude, why is he... Dude, he's a little too happy, and it's making me worried. I don't know. Maybe I'm net decking this a little too much. He's a little too happy here.
Talking to girls and doing whatever else, right? Yeah. And when you hit 30, you're going to think you're cringe as fuck at 25. When you get to 35, you'll think you're...
I literally gave this exact speech a couple of weeks ago, and now I'm starting to see why people say what they do. But yeah, he's 100% right here. Your entire like life as you move forward is moving you into different brackets where you start to realize everything you did previously was cringe, but you're not self-aware enough to know that 10 years from now, everything you're doing right now is cringe. Like when I'm 40, I'm going to look back at this and go, all right, this is a little ridiculous, Nick. This is a little much, right? What you were doing when you were fucking 28 years old was pretty cringy, dude. But like ultimately when I was 18, I thought I was doing everything right. Now I look back at 18-year-old Nick and I'm like, that guy sucked.
Cringe as fuck at 30. Like, it's just like part of growing up, right? It happens. The only difference is it's on the internet for everybody to fucking see and evaluate in ways that most people don't have. I feel like it'd be good, like in dealing with this, like if you thought of making like a comprehensive, like once you've processed it all, like making a comprehensive statement and like, here's my video, here's my statement on this, like I'm moving on.
I don't need it.
You don't think so?
You don't need a comprehensive statement. He's released like 3 that he thought were comprehensive, and they were OBS recordings. Okay, all right, dude. All right, dude.
I don't need it.
Okay.
No, I know so. Like, I know because the only thing that matters is that. By
the way, he is right here because nobody is going to care, even if he released one, right? But let's see if he's right for the right reasons or if he's delusional.
Like, I know because the only thing that matters is that my ex now is like the situation ended up really good for her.
What? Bro, that's not the answer.
Like, so good for her that like I finally felt like through the destruction of my image and my channel, she got like compensation for the pain that she felt, And
look, I don't want every single person that we cover for us to end hey guys, do you think this guy has a humiliation fetish? Do you think this? I'm starting to look past that one because it's becoming like such a common trait in all. We watch Jar, we watch Ian, and dude, we talk about humiliation fetishes a lot. All right, on these streams. But I think there is like a special thing to be said about a guy who outs his own domestic violence arrest that most people just didn't find out about and then goes, well, all's well that ended well. I mean, it had to happen. It's like, no, it didn't. There were pretty easy things that you could have done to prevent this information from being like super widespread in public. The only he's trying to rationalize it post hoc because he is literally at fault for this. She was not releasing this audio.
And I can, find a job or even just like someday rebuild it, but like.
And he's still locking in that we're going to rebuild this YouTube thing. That's sad.
As of right now, like things are balanced. And that's why I say they're
I almost don't want him to become self-aware enough to know that he's done.
Nick started insulting me viciously on Twitter.
I think that's where things get really... When Brad realizes it's actually over is when things stop getting funny for me, probably.
Balance, because like they finally reached a point where she's gotten financial support in a horrific situation. And like I can finally just be like happy for her and just like, say people are going to hate me no matter what.
Wait, you're happy for her that she got financial support? You were like crying that you had to pay her a living wage when you allegedly asked her to quit her job. Okay.
For this stuff, and I just care that like, the circle of people who actually understand.
He's too far gone to become self-aware. Again, I'm not trying to start talking like fucking like morbidly, but like people eventually do come down. If you're on like a super high, you will eventually reach the low. And then at the low is usually the point of realization. And that's when things become less funny and really shitty.
The situation, who were like a part of it, like if they get it, then I'll be just fine.
Sure. I mean, but you probably want to also you need to take care of yourself like as well, right? Not saying that you have to like tear other people down.
What do you
mean
it. By that? Like in what way? You mean like
dude, Destiny is just hoping for crumbs right now. Hoping that he could, because he really hasn't been able to talk about Tina at all, which I think is why this conversation was I mean, it's where if I'm him in this position, that's like why I'm having it, right? It's just like take a dig there over the take that like the publicly panned take that he gave.
The statement taking care of myself?
Not well. So before a statement, so like in my opinion, we go through like tumultuous events in life sometimes, especially, I'm not trying to be condescending, but like as you're growing and learning, like there's just like the first time you have like a huge public fallout, the first time you have, like as a content creator, like a huge wave of hate or other people attacking you, interpersonally, sometimes ending huge relationships, dealing with addiction issues, dealing with, there's just like so many things in life. When these big things happen, I think it's good sometimes to like sit down. It could be with a therapist, it could be with a notebook, it could be with music, whatever the fuck, but to sit down and like write out like, what are your thoughts? What went well, what didn't go well? Do you need to change behaviors going forward? Like to like really process a thing and then kind of be able to move on to the next phase in your life without having a bunch of unresolved stuff that's just kind of always hanging out in the background that you didn't really properly address or handle. Like I think it's good to sit down and like really process all of it And then this is what I'm saying in terms of making.
Maybe Brad had to do this because he couldn't afford therapy. I like that guy's theory that we heard earlier. Maybe he had to come on here and talk to Destiny because he can't afford to go see a professional therapist.
Statement. It would be nice to have something out there to where like, this is how you feel about things. And it doesn't have to be like, I'm detailing all my relationship stuff or whatever.
Someone's saying he's right. It's like, yeah, sure, 100%. But like, this is like getting an accountant to talk to Bo Blacks about savings. You know, it's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? He's saying the correct thing, I will say.
But just something where it's like, listen, if you want to talk to me about this, or you want to make comments about it, like you can go look to this, but I'm done with this. I'm moving past it. Like everything is solved with it. Insofar as like you understanding it personally, so that it doesn't just keep getting drug up over and over again in your personal life or public life. That's what I'm like processing.
I am okay with it being brought up over and over again because like at this point, I understand that like I can't control everyone. And I think that what you're saying about writing it down is
that's bizarre. I'm okay with people doing it because I can't control everyone. In a perfect world, I would censor every fucking aspect of this thing that I did 100%. But ultimately, I have to be okay with it because that's the way the world works.
Exactly right. Like
that's not like the answer people are looking for when they're looking for accountability. They're not looking for like, well, if I could do something about it, but I have to be okay with it because I can't.
And I think that what you're saying about writing it down is exactly right. Like, I think that part is completely on point, which is like, you know, I'm making music and like, just like trying to like put myself
Bro, stop putting the stock into the music. It is not good. It is certified not good out of 10.
And like, I'm making stuff that I'm proud of and I'm happy with. But like, the reality is like, this entire situation has taught me that like, I need to stop trying to control everything. Because it just ends up with me, you know, either pissing off more people or like wasting my.
You know what Brad needs? Brad needs to go back in time and take a page out of Turkey Tom's book. He needs to hire basically an entire team of people to run his channel and then pivot off of the live stuff if he can. If he can't pivot off the live stuff, try to make it work. Have someone filter the chats for him and send it through. Dude, he should pay someone to have the chats filtered through. And he's only seeing the music related ones. Obviously, he doesn't have the funds to do that now, but you got to spend money to make money here, buddy. If you want to try to move on from this, you need like your VODs to be edited by somebody. You need somebody to create all your metrics. You need to be showing up, doing your thing and getting off the stream and not being like the social face of your channel. There are ways to survive being this delusional. Now, they're not really ways to survive it after the career damage and reputation that he's already received. But for people who are like Brad and are like schizo, unhinged, unable to cope with it, there is really no harm in admitting that you have something that people would trade their entire lives to get, but you are in no way capable of sustaining it. And asking for help and paying people decent living wages to do so, to keep all of you guys afloat.
Time on people who...
Like Tom. Well, Tom has kind of gone back on that now. Tom's new video, the Pirate Software one, which I think, again, I haven't seen the whole thing. When I watched it's like, it's one of his best videos in a while. And it's fully written, researched, edited, all by Tom. He did that all by himself. So... he's back, Tom. Turkey Tom main channel videos are Turkey Tom again. I don't know if that's public knowledge. I assume it is, but it's all Tom now. It's all Tom now.
Will eventually like just, you know.
True, but there's there's a difference between like saying you can control everything versus like you can control yourself. Like I'm not telling you that you have to like try to control the narrative about you, to control other people's thoughts or feelings about you, to control how other people are being treated, but rather like once you process everything on your own and you put out a statement just on how you feel about everything and that you're ready to move past it, like as a byproduct of that, things will settle down. Because I know you're saying right now, you know, you don't care if people, you know, drag it out. Maybe you're in some mode where you feel like you deserve it or something.
Yeah, Destiny's like, you're in like self-deprecation IDubbbz mode, bro. We got to break you out of there and make you a warrior again. We need Mario Yamasaki to give you a chance to be a warrior. All right, so start throwing those haymakers.
But like, you don't want to be doing music or collaborating with people a year from now, and like a bunch of people are, you know, typing comments like, oh, he's like an abuser, like fuck this guy, like don't ever work with him, or we don't support him or whatever. Like ideally, you want to have room to grow.
To accept reality. Like the reality is like my image is tainted.
Yeah, but I understand.
I think it's better to like
Yeah, but
just
you
in
can
general, like try to work with it rather than try to work against it.
True, but the way that you work with it is
Brad's going full Kanye. Well, he can't go full Kanye because, like, well, I mean, you know why, right? Maybe he goes reverse Kanye, and instead of targeting Jews, he targets black people.
is you want to work.
He's white? No, because he's Jewish. He can't be. He's not going to come out and. Well, it's not that he can't be. He can absolutely become anti-Semitic. But something tells me that a guy whose family members were like killed by Hamas is not going to come out and start blaming the Jews for this.
Through it and change as a person and be able to demonstrate that change.
Yeah.
You don't want you are not a collection of the worst things you've ever done in your life. And if you don't do something on the internet to kind of manage your image a little, and again, I'm not saying to attack other people, but even like putting out a statement and moving past it and showing growth or whatever, you don't want to be summarized as like the worst moments of your life. Oh, this guy, I know him. He did 1, 2, 3, 4 bad things, and like that's it, right? That's just. I think that's shit. I don't think it's good for your mental health either in the long term, but for anybody's mental health in the long term, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I get what you're saying. I don't really have much to add because like there is like the core concept that I agree with. So, you know, yeah.
Sure.
I feel like everybody kind of has blue balls. Like this is just such a nothing conversation that only serves to like slightly diminish both of their credibilities.
I get that.
Like, I don't think Destiny sounds bad here. It just sounds like he's mad about his current situation, and he's speaking through... Like, you know how I constantly criticize iDubbbz and Anissa for being very one-track minded, in that, like, in all of their controversies, they see the other person as them, and they just act like everybody else is just, like... They're like one mistake away from being in a situation that's comparable to them, so they treat these people... like they're giving advice to their past selves. I feel like Destiny is doing that here.
I guess for me, I just feel like
any minute, Brad.
I mean, I'm going back to college, you know?
Oh boy. All right, dude. He's going to be a star. Get your bachelor's degree, Brad. Get it.
I'm going to go
I'm gonna be like a fucking dude. You know what? This music thing's not panning out, and I know I'm like pretty fucking intelligent, dude. And I know I could, if I just fucking tried. There's no way I could absolutely do it, dude. I'm gonna be a fucking heart surgeon. You know. You know, if I can't save lives by recording fucking music, I can do it in the OR. You know, like, listen, it can't be that hard, right? You just get your hands in there, you start doing shit. You know. I'm gonna be a heart surgeon.
Do something else for a bit and you know just see because like you know I never know yeah.
Going back to college for stuff like related to music or something, or what? Going back to college for what?
Yeah, film. So a film and probably I might take some classes for music.
Oh my god, oh god, dude. I don't know. I don't understand it. I'm like a total bigot when it comes to college degrees. I even think. Dude, when I was getting into college, like the computer, all the computer related degrees were like the ones people wanted. Now AI got you being like, well, maybe business administration's looking pretty nice right about now, you know? But I will never understand spending like 50, 70, 100 grand, I don't know, being in debt to get a degree.
Nicholas the Goat, thank you for the $5.
To get a degree saying that you understand art. Or music. Here's a piece of paper I got for about $100,000 from an organization, and they're telling me that I am a certified art guy. I don't understand it. Maybe I'm completely missing something, but it just feels, dude, that's the kind of thing that you go to when your parents are like, you're going to college, and I don't give a fuck for what, but we got this fucking college thing here. We saved all this money. You're going to college. It's like, fine, I'll study art. Fuck you, mom. You know what I mean? Like, that just feels like, maybe you guys are like super successful art majors. Okay. Maybe that's the case. Right. And AI is like going and destroying the world, right? I mean, maybe art and music aren't really the good places to be for that either, but I don't know. You need that for certain places in the industry. Yeah, but like, but are those places going to hire the domestic violence arrested crazy ex-girlfriend guy? I mean, this guy is like one Google search away from complete fucking turmoil. Like, what kind of jobs in those fields aren't gonna find out about his fucking YouTube career? You know, I feel like you got to go outside the box. I don't think Brad can taste music anymore. I think he needs to taste a cubicle wall, right? It should be Brad's taste in 9 a.m. stand-up meetings. That should be what he's tasting right now, right? He should taste the open road of driving for Uber, right? Maybe not. Maybe I would feel pretty dangerous. That'd be a pretty dangerous situation if this fucking crazy guy. That actually probably makes him a perfect Uber driver.
Nick DeOrio.
Imagine you got in the car
Mr.
and this
Oreo.
guy's behind the wheel.
I dropped out my senior year in music college. I was so full of passion, but because I got offered 6 figures, I thought about it and said, fuck that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, dude, look, I'm never gonna knock somebody for that. Yeah, you got a job. Good for you.
I'm excited to do that, and it feels like I don't know. It feels like a nice break, I guess. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
I don't want a suicidal Uber driver. Maybe he's driving to Uber Eats. Okay, maybe it's that. But I don't know, why would you do the... I don't understand the music degree angle. It just seems like a waste of money that he clearly doesn't have. He's going to put himself in debt for a degree he's probably not going to use.
I just saw Keffel's
good.
tweet.
It's like a journalist
Nicholas
degree.
DeOrio.
Like a degree in journalism.
Shout out.
Oh, sorry, that one didn't read. Tommy wrote in the chat, I think Destiny should turn this into a podcast, talking through people and their screw-ups, and name it Don't Be a Pussy.
Really like Why?
And then he retracted. Why did you retract? I thought that was a fine super chat, Mr. C.
just always be careful. Like there are good breaks, I think, and there are bad breaks. Like a good break is like taking.
Then he just wrote 5 stars and what slur starts with 5 words, 5 letters and ends with B.
You claim to care about rape, and you're hyping up a dude who has a segment on a show called Ultimate Rape Review.
He could be your Uber driver next convention you go to. Just think about it.
Brad is in a position where it's like, actually that did happen, by the way. People were getting Uber Eats deliveries from Monday and Matt for a while. That was a thing that was happening, I think. It's like getting the minor in history. Yeah, when they offered me when I was in my undergrad program to do like a minor in history. You only need so many more credits, Nick. Why don't you just do it?
Graduate with an audio engineering bachelor's and go into a long and fruitful career as a DoorDasher.
Some time away. Once you've created a little bit of space in time from an event, you can kind of look back a little bit less emotionally charged. Like there are fights I've had with exes where I'm like 1,000,000,000% in the right and I would bet everything in my life on it. But then like 2 months later, I can look back and be like, oof, I was being really stubborn or really stupid here. So it's good to put distance that way so that you can reevaluate it. But just don't get lost in the whole like running away from a thing and then never actually thinking about it or addressing it or, trying to make sense of it. Just make sure you're always like processing chunks of your life.
I recommend
Brad should taste grass, dude. Brad's tasting fucking hedges, dude.
And then learning lessons from that and going forward. Otherwise, you can get stuck in this like running away mode, and then eventually you're not going to be happy because you're not doing what you really want to do. You're just doing what you have to do to avoid.
But you need to give him the advice, Destiny,
Nicholas
that he
the Goat,
can't do
thank
that
you for the
anymore.
$5, my man.
That Brad is not capable of doing that. There's nothing to overcome here. This is like undiagnosed, maybe diagnosed. This is like mental illness that we're dealing with here. This is not like, dude, I think that Destiny looks at certain things like, and again, I said this before, I think he's personifying like other people through his own viewpoint. This is something that Destiny could overcome. Absolutely. Destiny could just keep on pushing. He wouldn't have uploaded these 5 videos and done what Brad has done. He wouldn't put himself in that position. But ultimately, this is something that Destiny could absolutely navigate through. Brad is not Destiny. Brad could not do this.
Whatever psychological pain exists in the last realm that you were occupying. You don't want to
like there's no conversation that will make Brad have the resolve to be as hated or be okay with being as hated as Destiny is.
Overcorrect into a bad direction, Yeah.
I think that's probably for me a good place to stop, just because I think that I think that you've said a lot of things that are wise and just all stuff that's relevant for me getting better in the future. So I don't really have much to add, and I want to thank you for just having me on.
Yeah, well, hey, good luck, buddy. Have real life friends to talk to. Don't let the internet define who you are as a person, and Yeah, good luck with whatever you do, man.
All right, peace.
Bye. That was kind of random. I don't know what. I'm not sure 100% what he was looking to get out of that, but okay.
Well, I gotta give Brad credit. I don't think he said anything super clippable other than the fact that he just did the podcast. There wasn't anything in there. I want to see like just mentioning the GoFundMe has reached its $8,000 goal. That's Tina's GoFundMe. We can remove the picture of Mr. Worldwide, or we could just keep it and put it somewhere else. But yeah, that's what happened there. So that was
What is Bunty King to you?
A person?
There's an
Who is
update
Bunty
here.
King?
Thank you.
Nicholas DeOrio?
Nick, the Discord access link is broken.
It
also,
is not.
I love your vids and streams, but my
All right.
time zone is fucked. It's 3 a.m. here, RN Skull.
I wish that there was a thing where you could do like ! Discord and it would tell you, but the Discord links always expire, or they did used to always expire, and there's no way to change it in the tab. So the first top post for members when you join the channel or are gifted a membership is an up-to-date link, and you can always navigate in with that. I know it's not broken because people join every day. But yeah, and if somebody's in the thing and knows that person, feel free to give them the link, obviously, because they're a channel member. But you have to go to the member tab, and it should be the top post every time. Yeah. So this is the update here, post from Tina. Saying, thank you so much for the support and kindness. I truly feel like I can breathe for the first time in a very long time. I don't have many words right now as it's really overwhelming and a lot to process, but thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, this is like the specific point about the situation ended up going good for her. This was clipped and posted to the subreddit saying it's crazy how much this guy... it's crazy how much the guy I robbed and ran over benefited after the police caught me and people felt bad for him. It's like, yeah, thank God. When I was drunk driving and I fucking killed somebody, it's crazy how their family really needed that money that they got from the settlement. Or like a doctor fucks up his surgery. It's like, yeah, I mean, I did make it so he can't walk again, but his kids will be put through college. So in a way, I really did assist this one. It's like patting yourself on the back for being the villain. Apparently he also talked to Tectone today. I gotta be honest with you, unless he said something crazy, I don't think I could sit through Tectone. I don't think I could do it. And I don't think that's just like an I'm sick thing. I want to watch Shamu's videos on Tectone, but I don't want to learn more about Tectone, and to this point, I have been able to avoid it. I have intentionally, through all of my EHD content, attempted to ignore as many Tectone and Destiny clips as I possibly could, because I think you could tell all that story without playing every single one of their clips where they talk about it. So I've just tried to like omit them as much as I possibly could because I didn't want to talk about them, and I still was able to make like 72 videos about it. So it worked out perfect. I just don't know if I can stomach listening to Tectone talk to BradTaste and music. I think that's where I draw my content creator line. I just don't care. Talking to Tectone on a live stream is like having a deep conversation about drama with like Charlie. And I like Charlie more than I like Tectone, right? But like I wouldn't go to Charlie to have a deep conversation about the fucking Billy Mitchell Carl Jobst lawsuit. But like that's the nicest way that I could put that. I mean, it's not wrong. Dumping his abusive ass was good for her. He has zero self-awareness. I always eye roll when he mentions the situation. Like, he isn't the sole reason that this existed. It's not even that. Like, that is true. Yeah, he could. I mean, maybe he's not even the sole reason. Maybe it's like a 90-10. I don't know. I don't know how the whole relationship worked. I only know what Brad said, which makes it sound like it's 100-0, and what Tina showed, which makes it look like it's 100-0. I don't know everything else. So there could be aspects of this story that we are not privy to, right? That being said, he is the 100% reason why this situation exists publicly. Publicly, at least in the way that it has been shown to us in the last couple of weeks. Because Tina seemed like she was happy to never like re-victimize herself in public and have this story pushed back into the ether. Right? It is his fault that we are having this conversation. And Tina is specifying it's actually evil and the worst, by the way. Yes. Because listen, I gotta be honest with you. I'm glad, I'm sure Tina's happy to have some of the stuff alleviated by having a new $8,000 or $8,500. I'm also sure I guess, like, I'm not sure, but, like, I would also assume that she's probably not the happiest that, like, millions of people potentially, or hundreds of thousands of people, had to hear her cry to get that money. You know? I don't think that everyone I don't think everyone has the resolve, especially online figures have the resolve to want to be put in a position where you have to hear some of the darkest moments of your life played out in an 11-minute video and watch some fat Italian guy laugh at it.
Nick just started insulting me viciously on Twitter.
Since she's the one who uploaded, but ultimately she was pushed to a position where she had to upload it because Brad started lying after he announced that he was arrested for domestic violence. Like, Brad, and then accusing her of blackmail, just push that over the line. I think that Brad has, like, a humiliation. I'm sorry, I hate to say it. I think he wanted this audio out because he wanted to jack off, all right? That's just my personal fucking... Maybe that's not the case. Maybe that's not the case. Maybe that's an evil take from Nick DeOrio. But, like, none of this shit makes sense. At least humiliation fetish ties it all together. I can't just sit here and go mental ill, mental ill, mental ill. I've got to provide a counter-op here. Yeah, I know I said, because none of this stuff makes any fucking sense why it's happening, dude. It's insane. I don't know. Get to the Carl shit already? I'll deploy you into the Carl shit. Here's 24 hours. You'll watch the VOD with everybody else. Holy shit, dude. I'm forever grateful I didn't live stream my mental breakdown to tens of thousands of people. I've legit never seen more pertinent examples of stop it, get some help. But it's not only enough that he did that, it's that he dragged her into it and made her broadcast her darkest moments to everybody. Who scheduled Brad's haircut for him? BradTaste in music, you've got gambling problems, smoking problems, spending problems, solicitation. Okay, I saw this. It's in the video. We're about to watch it. Spoiler alert. Tina alleged that Brad spent $4,000 on a hand job, and we are not talking about Australian. Bro. What the fuck? That was what was referenced there. All right, let's watch this video. Apparently, this ARTV guy, I'm not knowledgeable on who he is or what he does, is a Brad hater. And they have not, and Tina's saying, yes, that's real in chat. And this the ARTV guy, all the posts were like, fuck you for giving this guy a win. I don't know what happened. It looks like he's got the Pescator News Network logo from the stolen channel he got from Keemstar in the background. It's obviously not that, but it looks like it. And that's not a Bobby plushie, so I'm interested to watch.
BradTaste in music was a content creator in the music space and community here on YouTube. I think his channel's...
It's like a fucking eulogy.
Started taking off around 2018.
What's the name of the guy?
Dude, he looks so innocent here.
Mr. Oreo.
He's got to be like a high schooler in that picture.
The fact that he often hated on music, he did it in a funny way, and a lot of people were drawn to that content. I don't think I need to explain to you the whole parasocial aspect of content, but obviously people enjoyed his personality, and for a while there, I was kind of one.
Look, my closest friends and family are one. I'm sorry, we ended it, dude, but we were just about to be one away from our parasocial goal, all right? We don't have any parasocial stuff here.
One of those people, despite the fact that Brad and I started off on bad terms. So
we are going to get the backstory. Good, because I didn't have this.
Today, I wanted to sit down and talk about my history with a man turned monster, or perhaps he was just a monster the entire time, and most people didn't know.
Is that backdrop? That's his logo, but it looks like the new album from Linkin Park.
My name is John. This video is...
Docs. Dude, he just... First name Docs, dude. Holy shit, we gotta cover that up. How do we get that out of here? Those strippers got their bag, and honestly, good for them. True.
No, I'm not going to be playing the audio. I find that to be tacky, personally, but other channels have uploaded it. It's out there, but... Fair warning, it's traumatizing. Before we get too deep into this, I just wanted to share.
All right, so that's the thing we checked out. Wow, it has really popped off. This was 1 day ago. I don't know when the screenshot was taken, but yeah, it's obviously up to 8,000 now. So we covered that. And this is the summary of the important parts that were there. So let's get to, because I don't want to watch the whole video. I'm going to skip certain segments of it, obviously. But why did you dox ARTV like that? I know, it's so fucked up, dude. I didn't know his name was, I forgot his name already. It's okay. I'm not good with names.
Anyways, BradTaste first came on my radar in a very annoying way in 2018. Of course, I was very annoying back then too. I think he had commented on like
it's up to 9.4K. Good for you.
Like a 21 Pilots review of mine or something, or like, isn't this the guy that gave Blurry Face a 9 or something like that? And I replied just snarkily, stupidly, unknowingly,
wait, what?
Like that. And
why the fuck are you here then? LOL. So did Spectrum Pulse. Why are you here to bash the opinions of other people's taste in music? You gave that. Also, that was a loud thunder just now. That's like another aspect to this, dude. The universe does not want me to do this fucking Billy segment tonight.
Like, isn't this the guy that gave Blurry Face a 9 or something like that? And I replied just snarkily, stupidly, unknowingly.
You gave Blurry... Okay, I know that. That's a song, right?
Autistic AF, just coming across awkward.
Autistic AF. Oh boy.
Full type creator.
Now, you might be asking, why am I doing this? Well, if you're unaware with my Twitter...
Bro, this is a generational hater. I'm just realizing this video where Brad looks like he's like a stupid high school student. This is from 2018. This literally predates me. Because I talked to Tommy C about getting involved as a co-host for his channel or being and Get to the Point. It was in March of 2018 because he called me to like quote unquote interview about it while I was blasted at a St. Patrick's Day parade in 2018 and I didn't get brought on until the summer. That means this video, this guy has been fighting with Brad for longer than my channel has existed. That's crazy. Like my YouTube career was born after this.
Twitter, I've gotten into
2018 was such a good year. This was the last year I was undoxed.
A little bit of heat with Mr. ARTV over here, John from ARTV. Where simply I commented on his post and I said, you gave Blurry Face a 4.5 out of 5. No, it came out very recently. And I'm willing to bet that I am probably one of the reasons why that video came out. I do give myself a lot of credit for it.
I ended up talking to Brad privately.
Oh no, what is this, dude? Hold on. Let's go. I gotta be honest, guys. We're probably not gonna do any voice acting today. I think that's probably fair. Hey, Brad. I really gotta ask. Why are you so obsessed with talking about me? I'm gonna kindly ask that you stop posting about me. I took your unfair and often inaccurate video for what it was. We talked and I figured you'd move on, yet I see you're on Twitter constantly posting about me. Unfollow me. Please, just pretend that I don't exist. I don't know, this is gonna be a hot fucking take. A seething, wholehearted hot take here. I think that you look like a bigger pussy if you text somebody that you should unfollow me on Twitter instead of just blocking them. I don't know. Somebody was like, Nick DeOrio gets in trouble for... That was one of his big controversies from back in the day. It's like, bro, I never stopped. If I don't want you on my fucking news feed on my fucking Twitter, you're out of there. I do not care. I think it looks worse to be like, sir, actually, you should choose willingly to unfollow me. It's like, no, just if you don't want Brad or just see Brad on your fucking feed spamming ridiculously stupid shit, just get him out of there. You know, I don't even care about the context. Just get him out of there.
Over Twitter, and we made a video together talking about the music community.
Okay, here. I understand that it's just trolling or whatever it may be, but seeing me constantly mocked by people like you, people in our community, for all of my hard work, gets me on a mental... This is so embarrassing. Why is he posting? This is such an embarrassing fucking DM. It's from 2018, so let's not be too hasty, but this is just like... This is a thoroughly embarrassing DM that could be summarized with blocking him on Twitter. I'd really appreciate it if you just backed off. I'm not threatening to publicly... Yeah, of course you're not threatening to publicly say anything. You don't want this guy to talk about you. You're being extremely forward about that. I'd appreciate if you kept your name at... Okay, dude. I don't...
on YouTube and things that needed to change at the time, and I saw it as an olive branch from Brad at the time, but in hindsight, it feels more like he just put his first...
I feel like that the culture of YouTube bullies people who, like, the wrong way, I guess. Like, this is infinitely more pathetic.
foot on the ladder, on the...
But, like, you get locked into a position where you're like, you can never do this. Blocking people is bad. I must send a 5,000-word Dark Viper essay.
...way that he wanted to climb up.
Hey, Brad, it's John from ARTV. Listen, giving you a call back here. Yes, I got your message, all 18 of them. Finally listened to the track last...
Wait, Brad mogged him. Mogged him. Oh my god. Wait, I've never seen... Dude, this is the he sampled him as a skit in his album.
Nick just started insulting me viciously on Twitter.
Wow.
Nick on his pirate
Thank
software
you.
second puberty voice deepening arc.
I gotta cover that. Thank you. I'm gonna uncover that.
Night, to be quite honest with you,
Oh, dude, little mosquito disease, bro. You just reminded me.
I had nightmares. This is something that I can't even imagine ever listening to again, and why you would think about including that on a tape is...
And now he's saying this is a joke. And it probably is, but it is so dramatically embarrassing.
Beyond me.
You could barely get, like, a word of your own shit in, right? He doesn't ask questions about other people. He talks about himself. He talks about his cars, his money, his bitches, his, strip club outings, his gambling addiction. There was a time where I got a call from Brad outside of a casino, and he told me that he had just lost, like, multiple nights this week, $10K a night, that he's just gambling away. I'm like, what the fuck are you...
That's the other thing that we don't really talk about on the channel. Apparently, Brad was like a vicious gambler, too. Like, just like a complete moron. And that is not surprising. That's like an allegation that I've heard.
Calling me. People would all think that all of his stuff, even, he would joke around about abusing Tina. I wasn't there for those streams. I don't know what the vibe was like, but I don't like a culture where abuse is normalized by jokes. That's unfortunately how people's barriers are broken down, and it leads to people becoming Destiny fans. Brad and
Oh, no. Oh, no. Wait, did he know? He had to have known, right? This is August 12th? This was yesterday. I guess maybe... No, because he announced it same day?
I were friendly. I
Did
wouldn't
he
have ever
know?
called Brad a friend of mine, but an acquaintance for sure. Maybe it was...
Tina is saying that she didn't know if Brad ever lost 10 grand in a night. It's possible that A, he might have and didn't tell Tina, or B, he kind of played it up to his friends so they'd feel bad about him more if he was doing that. Tina, did he have like a gambling thing? Was that like a thing that he would
Nick
do?
just started insulting me viciously on Twitter.
God's chosen drama?
I don't know
Yeah.
if this makes sense, but all of this feels like one of those Stranger and Freaks missions you'd encounter in Liberty City in Grand Theft Auto 4.
Went beyond that, and sometimes
True.
we did end up talking, and Brad would call me on the phone. That didn't really start taking place until like the COVID era, maybe 2021, something like that. Brad would reach out to me at times asking for relationship advice.
Bro, he'd call former haters to ask them for advice in his on... Oh, that's insane. That is fucking crazy. That just tells me there's no offline stuff for Brad.
Stuff not really that much related to YouTube and music, which were typically the things that I would ask him about. I found it a little bit strange, but I also knew that he was younger.
Like, why would you indulge it, though? I'm sorry, dude. Like, if there are very few YouTube personalities that can text me about relationship advice where I wouldn't be like, I gotta be honest, I'm not that guy. I've never been that guy. I'm not gonna be that guy for you. You should go talk to a professional. There are very few people that I would talk to and acknowledge that stuff.
And it was his first time in like a long-term relationship, and he talked to me a lot about how he didn't get attention from women in high school, and now that he has eyes on...
Oh, and this is why, dude. And this is why. Oh, God. Oh, no, bro. Yeah, this is why you don't do that. I don't know these fucking people. You want to tell random people online that you couldn't get any pussy? Like, that nobody liked you? That you're like a social pariah shut-in? Like, okay.
On him. It's very awesome and appealing to him that, you know, women are looking at him and that he has the money to back up the things and that women will pay attention to him now. And it turns out that Brad wasn't just, you know, saying things. He was walking the walk too. Not only was he gambling viewers' money away, all of the donations that he was alleging, I need 10K to feed my family and all of that bullshit.
I'm going to ask help from you guys. Financial help. I just really hate that I am like super mentally ill and and anyone has access to the ability to talk to me. Financial help. Like, actually.
Dude, I'm sorry. This clip aged so badly. Brad's like, I wanted to be a mental health advocate.
Really feed my family and all of that bullshit.
I'm going to ask help from you guys. Financial help. I just really hate that I am like super mentally ill and and anyone has access to the ability to talk to me.
This is your mental health advocate. Yeah, dude, it totally sucks that people can talk to me at a moment's notice.
Financial help. Like, actual financial help right now. You can add super request things to the bottom. I can also link my PayPal. Right now, I need enough money to support my family. And basically, I need enough money to last about a month. So in total, maybe about 10 grand. Yeah. Like, that's...
Bro, oh my god, dude. Oh my, like, and he definitely was making money on YouTube this month, right? Or, I don't remember the timeline on this. I need 10 grand for my audience. He is kind of super Bo Blacks. Every moment is a confession.
It's like the minimum.
It's why I ended up crashing out pretty hard in the YouTube drama sub last year, even going as far as to post some anonymous allegations, which I wholeheartedly apologize for. I conducted myself very poorly, and it's one of the things that led to me going to therapy, because I saw just an ounce of BradTaste in my...
I went to therapy because I was afraid I was too much like Brad. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, bro.
And when I looked at myself in the mirror, that scared the shit out of me. When I made those anonymous posts...
Dude, that at least he's owned up to it. Yeah, I'm not bashing him for going to like do this stuff. The concept of like, I saw a little bit of Brad inside me and I feel I needed professional help. That is such an indictment against Brad's character. That is so funny.
And ended up coming out and saying that it was me at the time, and it led to me taking some time away from the internet and even my channel. As you guys have seen, I've stepped back over the past year and needed some time to work on myself because I saw things like that. And it's just wild and so terribly sad to see the other side of the situation. What happens if you keep going down that path with your foot fully stumped to the pedal to the metal, just speed running the end of your career, chronically online, bags under your eyes, no sleep, just going on tangents.
And again, we looked at the bags under your eyes thing. Like, he gets progressively more unhinged as the videos progress. Obviously, as they progressed, but like he would have like he would just look more disheveled after each and every video. I guess makes more sense.
It's uploading and deleting videos consistently throughout your entire run. The amount of mental health related videos that this guy has made over the years, it just really made me feel like, wow, I really have overshared some stuff in the past, and it's not even like 1/100th of some of the shit that this guy is telling on himself for, including an arrest for domestic violence in August of 2024.
Play the clip.
Trying to get things back to normal.
Play that clip.
So that like we could live a normal fucking life. And she repays me by recording me in my house without my knowledge. It's the biggest betrayal I've ever felt. I felt so violated.
I'm telling you, every single time he talks about this, it is a completely different answer. It's like he has a different statement prepared every time he mentions it that are all conflicting.
I see her sitting on the couch, like screaming and crying, and I'm pissed off because like I'm trying to focus to get work done.
I'm trying to get my work done, and this woman just continuously just ults on me all day long.
And it felt like she was interrupting that. Like, I'm keeping it up. You don't contribute shit to the equation. Get out. She calls the cops on me, and they have me arrested for domestic violence.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down. Tina said, yes, that is his childhood bedroom.
I just wanted to quickly pull this up because Tina, Brad's ex-fiance, did an interview with...
Thank you.
Keffels appreciated the shout out.
All right,
Chat
what
what
else?
animal would
We
Brad
understand
be if
this
he was a
part. We've heard this
Pokemon
already.
evolution? I need to draw his evolution
Meeting
line.
Brad. Oh boy, I gotta see this.
I wanted to say that the final collaboration that I did with Brad when I met up with him in person in Chicago in the fall of 2022, I was there for Riot Fest with my buddy Johnny, aka Viral Rack, who could back up the things that I'm about to say in my experience with BradTaste. We got a lot of red flags. I definitely got a ton of red flags from Brad because the entire time that we hung out, I would say 90% of it was spent in conversation with Brad flexing on us about his cars, about his
Well, I don't think he's got any of that anymore. Well, he doesn't have the record one for sure.
record label, about his friend's music that was just blowing up because of him, about all of the money. He talked about money so much, nonstop. So much to the point, and I said, sure, you can pay for our food, Mr. Moneybags. Why don't you pay for the entire trip while you're at it if you're just out throwing 10 grand on red?
Dude, he's Big Baller B IRL, dude.
Every night. Brad is the stupid fucking ghoul that less than a week before he's posting the sorry video, you know, and saying once again he's going to take another massive break, which is what, the 8th time he's taken a year-long break in the past 2 weeks? When Brad briefly appeared in my 3 Days Grace Explosions Rock Gone Wrong episode, which I've now unlisted, it was just kind of a brief cameo, and it involved me and Brad kind of riding around in his car and listening to a couple of the songs and filming some of his reactions and just cutting up a bit of it for the bit. If I have any extra footage, I might slide it in here.
I'd say it's going like the decent 8, you know?
Like the decent 8?
You know, I was thinking 10 at first, but then...
Yeah, but then what exactly, huh?
Well, you took a wrong turn back there after rolling through a stop.
Oh my god, dude. He's having his fucking extra Emily moment. Now his driving is getting litigated.
Sign and a little moving violation, a little changing lanes in the intersection. Brad's driving, quite frankly, is out of control. Like, I'm not sure how this kid got a license.
It's that little squeaky shit.
Yeah.
Make me go a little crazy, you know? I can't help it.
Main point is...
If I ever heard Brad utter the term, like, make me go a little crazy, I can't help it, while he's in the control of, like, a moving vehicle that I currently reside in, I might just jump out of it, you know? I don't care how fast we're going, I might be safer on the pavement.
That I walked away from that feeling like Brad was very shady.
Imagine him screaming at you while he's driving. I mean, that would not be very safe.
And while for the next year and a half or so, I tried to kind of stay in Brad's corner and give him advice when he would reach out to me and say things like, I don't know how to be intimate with my partner, and I don't know how to cuddle, and I don't know how to do this and how to do that. And then I find out that he has paid $4,000 for the touch of a woman. No, not for...
Oh, God. Oh, no. What is the story behind the $4,000 handy? Like, why did he do that? Why did he get a $4,000 hand job?
Not for anything crazy. No. For an HJ, $4,000. BradTaste in music needs 10 grand to feed his family challenge. Except no, he's spending $4 grand just for 2.5 minutes of somebody's time. I did just want to make it clear that I was not
2.5 minutes seems kind of gracious.
Not lying about anything that I crashed out about over in the YouTube drama or the BradTaste sub last summer. I think it would have been July 2024. I'm just gonna put up a couple of brief screenshots here with.
He wanted to feel like a big baller, crashed out when he realized it just made him feel empty. Oh no. Yeah, I will pay $4,000 for a hand job. Okay, yeah, no problem. I just paid $4,000 for a hand job. Oh man. Oh, he got post-nut. He literally got post-nut clarity.
Tina confirming that I was not lying about anything and that she publicly was pretty much forced by Brad to defend Brad. And I do not blame her at all. As I said in my message to her, I completely understand she was in a trapped, abusive situation with a man that screamed at her like Batman interrogating the most heinous.
Dude, he saw the tweet! I like to think that there are people who are very mad at me for doing what I did with the Batman tweet, all right? But all of them probably also think it's funny, all right? I like to believe that nobody called me out directly for the Batman tweet because they all, like, smiled when they watched it for a brief second before they realized that they're also bad people. You know, the Batman tweet legitimately did not send me any hate at all whatsoever, even though I knew it was probably not right to post.
Heinous criminal in the world. And
I want to see a video of this guy comparing guys, we got a $1 hand job and we're going to be testing it against a $4,000 hand job on today's episode of
literally, what? All she did was take the dog out 30 minutes late.
Yeah, I almost got met.
Tina said, kind of healing in a weird way to giggle at some of my worst moments. I think I am in no position to advise you in any capacity on this specific issue. But in other unrelated issues, I find that when I'm able to laugh at something, it means that I am personally making good strides to move past that thing. I don't know if that's applicable to your specific situation. That's just how I navigate stuff. But I also navigate stuff in completely different ways. I'm a YouTuber. I'm psychotic.
Good to know I didn't get carried away because of the shit that she would say.
I still can't believe this guy was just sitting there and he's like, all right, dude, my girlfriend's going to expose me. There's only one option
What's the name of the guy, Keemstar Orbiter? Nick Oreo. Mr. Oreo.
I am a rapper. I am clinically insane. I am Bradman.
True. Dude, wait, where is this? I actually like this. Dude, hold on, wait. Hold on. He's like, what do I do? Brad, what do you do? Your career's going to end tonight. You have only one option. I'm going to do what I was born to do. I'm going to do the thing they least expect. Yo. I can't. Could you imagine? I mean, you don't have to, it happened.
Just to ruin my fucking day. My God, telling you, it's like blackmail on my iPod on repeat.
It says so much that every...
In the background, you're like, we got Tipster on the beat.
Editor that Brad has had. Every person that runs the highlight channels, the disc...
You thought that I was going to pull a Dan Clancy? Unironically, I'm never going to try it. I probably could do better than Brad. But I don't think that's like a high bar.
Towards his subreddit. Every mod has turned on him. His own mods post.
To be fair, this isn't really that big of a deal. His moderators have turned on him in every drama I've ever seen. Every single one ends in the same thing.
Posted the abuse audio link to the Google Drive in his own community tab post because they still have access to the channel because...
Bro, that diss track I made in 2019 while I was watching a Tommy C live stream is still up on YouTube. That is something that you can, unfortunately, still watch.
Brad is such a lazy fuck that he pawns off all responsibilities on everyone. And
Yeah, so we're going to check this out here. Now, I don't know the context of this list, but apparently these were Tina's household chores. The following list is a chore task list of responsibilities that Brad listed out. So this is what Tina was expected to do to lead the household. Obviously, this is from Tina. Household. Collecting and picking up garbage from the house. You have to clean up all my takeaway bags and wipe down the cum off my wall, including cleaning old food out of the fridge and actually cleaning the inside of the fridge, taking the garbage bag out, and Brad often leaves it overflowing. Like, he didn't really... Again, you're going to hear... It doesn't seem like he wanted to hire, like, a secretary or a channel manager. He wanted a maid. That's what I got out of this. He wanted to... I wrote the list after Brad fired me for doing nothing on June 5th of last year. Yeah, I mean, that's what's happening here. It's like Brad wanted a maid that he... And it's like, well, I'm paying you X amount of... That's why you can't really work with your spouse, right? Like, I would love to employ my friends to help out my YouTube channel, but you need like a workplace relationship with the people you hire. Living with somebody that you are currently paying a salary to and expecting them to do a job for you is like extremely fucking difficult to navigate and extremely easy to potentially even abuse, even unintentionally. Oh, I pay you a six-figure salary, so you should wipe my ass. It's like you hired me as like a fucking channel manager. What are you talking about? Yeah, there's a crazy conflict of interest there. And if you're already an egotistical asshole, there's no way it would ever work. Laundry. Collecting Brad's clothes next to the bed. He can't put it in the fucking... Okay, he can't even put it in like a laundry basket. Collecting Brad's socks in his office next to the couch. He's
What's
at, like,
the
a
name of
sock spot.
the guy? Keemstar Orbiter, Nick Oreo.
Sorting all the
Mr.
dirty
Oreo.
laundry, washing all the laundry, folding, putting away the laundry. The laundry is still in a big clean pile. Washing all the sheets, collecting the towels. Yeah, so dishes, loading the dishwasher. Ordering supplies, personal care supplies, so like deodorant and shampoo. I guess that's like office supplies when you're BradTaste and music. Household supplies, garbage bags, purifier filters, all things that you would need to run a house. Essentially, what we're reading here is that Brad didn't contribute to his own household because he was making so much money he didn't think he needed to because he's the breadwinner. I guess that would be his angle there. Going out and shopping, Costco. So yeah, grocery shopping, picking up the mail. If I don't check the mailbox myself, mail will pile up. Not once will he pick up the mail without me explicitly asking him to. I feel like the one time where that wouldn't be the case is if Brad knew he was getting a stupid thing in the mail. He's like, I gotta go get the mail. But maybe he's one of those guys who just leaves it in the mailbox and picks up his cool thing instead. He never did any of this, even when I was working 40 hours a week. Yeah, again, that's just like, yeah. Ultimately, you have to assume that these things just weren't getting done prior to Tina being employed by Brad, because you have to keep it in mind. There was a conversation that Tina specified that Brad asked her to quit her job, even though Brad goes out and says like, hey, yeah, I was like employing her for like the bulk of the relationship. Apparently that's not accurate, whereas she was working 40 hours for most of that time, and she alleges that Brad literally fucking asked her to quit and then held it over her head after the fact, which is, I mean, kind of primo typical fucking like spousal abuse, mental abuse type situation. Vacuuming, air purifiers, organizing everything in the apartment has to be decided by me. Every piece of furniture, cabinet full of stuff, I decide what goes where. Cleaning the floors, taking apart the couch every month or a couple months to clean underneath. The bathrooms, frequently changing empty toilet paper rolls that were left on the dispenser by Brad. Cleaning off the gunk off of Brad's toothbrush. Some of this is because of laziness. Some of this is because Brad never lived with anyone before. Some of this is because Brad never lived away from home, I imagine, before. But much of this is because that it was happening and Brad didn't want to do it. And I imagine the solution for this stuff happening with a 40-hour work week partner was just quit your job, we make enough money, and then at that point you have to become like a full-time maid. The gunk. Yeah, the gunk off of Brad's toothbrush. Cleaning up after meals, fixing pillows on the couch. I mean, all I'm getting out of this is like I feel so bad for Brad's parents too. Now this is Mac and Suki, the dogs, monitoring inventory, dog supplies, pet insurance claims, keeping track of pet records, organizing, managing dog grooming, keeping track of medications, taking the dogs out, all dog related cleaning, financial, writing checks, paying quarterly. Oh my God, you're the accountant. Wow. Oh no. Okay. You have an accountant. All right. You're just paying the taxes. Got it. Okay. Imagine if you were also the accountant. Like, isn't it funny that I immediately believed that based off of what I was reading? Oh, okay, you're also the accountant too. That kind of just tells you everything you need to know about this. She's everything, yeah. Is this Nicholas reading? No, this is pirate software, dude. That's my. When I get sick, when I get sick, I turn into Thor. Gunk on the toothbrush. Yeah. I mean, the shocking part about this is that if there's gunk on the toothbrush, that implies that Brad brushes, which I think is not a given. So that is some interesting stuff here. Personal buying clothes. He doesn't own clothing that I haven't picked out for him. That is scathing. Ooh, business, anything related to this is where it starts to get like, I mean, a lot of this is home ownership stuff, and you can see Brad does absolutely nothing, so it's very much expected, not really cool, but like expected, right? We could say that this is like what we would normally expect from someone who doesn't really contribute to his household, right? Office stuff. You have to be you're a secretary. You've got to answer all the phone calls. You got to do the planning and the research. Managing equipment. Brad makes spontaneous equipment purchases, but most things he has are because of me, including the computer that my friend built for him, the green screen that I ordered, my dad hung for him and built for him, dude, she cable managed his setup. That is actually that's the first one where I'm like, wow. The list is stupidly long. That's also kind of the main thing. Managing financial expenses. And again, you have to, like, he literally said she didn't do shit for him, too, in the video. Brewing coffee.
You claim to care about rape, and you're hyping up a dude who has a segment on a show called Ultimate Rape Review.
Brewing coffee, making food, refilling water, and then recognizing improvements. And again, she was also, like, the social media manager, so she was, like, consoling him when we were fighting with him on shit. If there's a piece of garbage on the floor, it does not get picked up without me touching it. Oh my God. Just the mental burden of everything. Brad contributes. This is what Brad did. He takes out the garbage and recycles. He empties the dishwasher. Occasional grocery shopping only when asked, but you have to make the list in Kroger app to do it. I'm going to defend Brad on this one. Grocery shopping is kind of hard, all right? Yeah, like, you need, like, a list, and you're not, I mean, yeah, it's probably good to have. Honestly, it's cool to make the Kroger list. So
What's
you can
the
just
name
do
of the guy, Keemstar Orbiter? Nick Oreo.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Mr.
That's the one
Oreo.
thing. I'm sorry. It's the one thing I'll defend him on. All right? I think it's cool that Tina puts a list in the app. All right? Because this is a difficult task, okay? Womp womp, but they're his groceries. Well, no. I'm sure it's household groceries, right? If I wasn't super specific, he'd get the wrong thing. But I'd probably get the wrong thing, too. You know? I'd probably do the same shit. I don't know. I feel like that's like a very nice thing to do, to create the app thing. All right. I worked in a grocery store. I'd still get the wrong shit. It's confusing. They got new items there. They move shit around on you. Walking dogs in the morning, doing an afternoon potty break. I like I like how initially when my eyes glanced on this, I thought that one of his contributions was remembering to take his afternoon potty break, and I'm very relieved to know that it's about the dogs. That was kind of where I was at mentally with this list. When we're getting ready to go on trips, Brad offers to drop the dogs off at the sitter, takes care of the dogs when you're out of town, door dashing food. That doesn't count. That doesn't count at all. Brad's contribution to the household is buying us dinner. That's a financial thing for sure. And that's the end of the list. There we go. But what he does offer is his charm.
No, for a fact, because I have seen the list of chores. Tina shared with me
That's literally it.
List of expectations that this man had for her on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis, and it's fucking insane compared to the nothing that man baby did.
See, I'm really scared of her because she's smarter than me. Our relationship, like, I'm younger than her. I'm just saying I'm really glad she put out the video. The idea of I'm being blackmailed, like, is finally out of my head. And I think that she knew that because she, again...
Dude, thank you for finally doing the thing that you said. So I'm now no longer being blackmailed. Is such a crazy cope when he, like, didn't actually have to push her into doing it.
And is really smart. She gets, like, lots of help mentally. Like, she is very clear-headed.
I know too much. I feel like I know too much. And I want to unhear and unsee some of these things because this has all been playing out. I mean, he's uploaded so many different videos, and I'm recording this after he's uploaded and deleted yet another video titled Sorry, in which case he doesn't say the word sorry anywhere other than the video title. He does not apologize. He says, oh, I'm scared. I was scared of Tina because she's so smart. You're fucking scared? Bro, go listen to the audio if you need to. If you're still having your doubts and that's what it takes to convince you that this is a fucking monster, yeah, that's exactly what he is. It's an egotistical monster that I'm sure was made worse by fame, but he was sick long before that. There's an illness of flip-flopping, of people-pleasing, of the narcissist has to be liked by everyone. And if they can't control that narrative...
But he's so much further past has to be liked by everyone, right? It's like He needs to be liked by enough people to financially survive. Initially, that was his problem. With Ethan Klein, that was his problem. But now it's like he can't, he's literally just done that so many times he lost everything.
It drives them insane, which leads to him making video after video, thinking, this is it. Wow, he uploads SI, a 30-minute video.
What does SI even mean?
That is just one of the wild...
Dude, he uploaded his new video, Sexually Impotent.
Wildest train wrecks, the most unhinged, awful things I have ever seen. So casually...
And in the Brad lore, that was like the 5th one of those videos, too.
Talking about abusing his fiance, someone that he allegedly loves.
Was it suicidal ideation? Is that what it was?
It's some of the most delusional stuff that you will ever find.
Self-injury, dude. Well, if you need self-injury, you can use code DeOrio at Morgan & Morgan. That was remember we did the Morgan & Morgan ads for like an entire month?
And he consistently flip-flops on whether or not, I'm smoking weed, it's awful for me. Actually, it's...
Dude, self-immolation is like the best one. All right, guys. I think we're kind of through on this. This is kind of what we saw here. Let's see your final message to Brad.
Well,
you can check out the rest of the video on the Beyond ARTV channel.
BradTaste in Music, Ronnie Radke, Finn McKenty, all names that are in one hell of a handbasket. When Brad continues coming back again and again, asking for your empathy, for your sympathy.
You could have milked that
Thank
so
you,
much harder. Big content
Dill.
strategy problems here, Nick. I'll help you maximize your money, all right?
Yo, I'm the Dylan mentioned in the SI video.
Oh my god.
I'd be down to talk sometime off the record with my unique perspective being between Tina and Brad.
Sure.
He's one of my closest friends. I was deep in with Brad until 8/3. Take care, Trophy.
Hell yeah, thank you so much. I'll when I have some time, I'm like really fucking, I don't know. I gotta like finish this stream and then like sleep. I'm in Brad mode, right? I'm Brad moding right now. So let me see tomorrow if I remember this conversation. Yes.
For your finances, possibly. Do not give him any of that ever, because attention is the only thing that he thrives on. And quite frankly, this is the last time that I plan on giving it to him. It's just been way too much insanity to not speak on in some capacity. Brad, you were somebody that I knew. You were somebody that would call me at moments where you felt extremely insecure. You would reach out when you needed something. But you were never there for me. You were never there for your editors. You were never there for your...
Fuck yeah, speak your truth. What are people saying about it? One thing losing your partner, it's another thing losing Hive Mind. It's gotta be in the top 10 worst YouTuber moments. Things couldn't possibly get any worse. Brad, hold my weed. Heartbreaking. Ronnie Rake ended up getting the last laugh. Who is Ronnie Rake? It's fucked. What was the Ronnie Rake Brad drama? Maybe that's who they were talking about. Maybe they didn't hate this guy. They hated Ronnie Rake. Ronnie Rake, Brad Taste. What did this guy do? Fuck Brad Taste in music. Oh, this is the video we're watching right now. Dude, I blocked every single video I made on him. I've never had someone get so obsessed with me. Not the Radkey. Is that his name? Radkey? Oh, they're gonna get mad about that. I fucked that up.
Hi, everyone.
Dude, what did Ronnie Rake do?
Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, or Pushback, or and so forth. Yeah, but here's the thing. Brad's content does technically fall under fair use. And on top of it, Ronald has been on camera previously saying it's A-OK for streamers to stream his music live onto the internet.
And I have 100%.
Okay, seeing what happened here. Got it. Apparently Tom made a video on that. Maybe I'll check it out in the future, but I think the Brad tent's slowing down now until the next Brad tent. He's a famous singer for Falling on Reverse. Isn't it Fall? Okay, I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't know. Radkey sued Fantano after he literally slandered him and lost. Really? You keep pulling up the goofiest dudes on... I'm sorry. All right, guys.